You're listening to No Limits Radio Show on the Vets on Media Network.
Welcome back. All right, so up next, we've got a darn good deal for you. We have Linda Stanfield with Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so I know.
We do. Right now, it's $19.99 for a full water heater flush. It's getting cool out there. I don't know if this morning it was a little cool for you when you took a shower, but it's starting to get cool. So people are feeling that their water heater needs to be maintained more right now.
So why is it important to flush your water heater?
So if you can imagine, when you look at the end of your faucet, a lot of faucets have that white, crusty calcium buildup. Can you imagine the inside of a water heater that is a quarter or to 2/3 full of that? You're bathing in that all the time. When we flush it, we flush out everything and all the gook and junk that has been sitting there all year long. Not only is it eating away at all the parts in there and ruining your water heater and not letting it work as best as it can, but you're also washing in it. So it's a really good reason to do it. And the manufacturer recommends it every year.
Oh my gosh, I feel so dirty right now.
I know. That's kind of.
If you saw inside your water heater, you would make sure you flushed it every year. It makes a difference.
Is once a year how often you should do it, or do you recommend more than that?
We definitely recommend once a year. It depends on your water quality and what we start getting out. We have some homeowners that really just build up so much calcium that we do it twice a year.
Now, are there different areas in the valley that have higher levels?
You know, there's a lot of different factors. It's how your plumbing is set up. It's how your pressure is. It's how your water is. So there's many different factors. It's not just one city or one town. It's not just one house. One pressure could be different. One type of water heater can be different. It's when you put all those puzzle pieces together that you get what you have.
Listening and thinking, okay, I'm just going to do this myself.
Yeah.
What would be the risks of doing that?
You know, some of the risks are you start touching things and all of a sudden they break in your hand and you got water running all over it. We get calls about that all the time. Or you start opening up, you start flushing it and it gets clogged and now you don't know. You can't turn it off. You can't go backwards. You need now emergency help. So we're there to help without emergencies.
That's great. Now, after you flush the water out, do you then get in there and clean it, or is that not?
There are waiting on your water heater. We can go in there and clean it out, but we also really test all the pieces. People are surprised. There's at least 5 to 6 different parts in your water heater that allow your water heater to work the very best it can. All summer long, all year long, you may think you have hot water, but it's kind of like if your shoulder's hurting, you start using your arm more or your elbow. It compensates for a part not being worked and not using. So now you're wearing out more parts. So the faster you can repair and replace the parts that are broken, the better energy you get, the better efficiency your water heater's working for you.
I had no clue.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, but she kind of answered it, because I was going to say, so doing this, does it help, the energy, what you're spending to heat?
So if you think of your water heater, a cup, like an enclosed capsule there, if you are heating up a quarter of it with just calcium, that's a lot of wasted energy. Wouldn't you rather have that water in there? So when people start running out of hot water, or they think that they're not using, it's mostly because their water heater isn't full of water. It's full of other stuff.
Oh my gosh, we run out of hot water all the time. Okay.
Now it could be because of parts too. There's parts in there that will disintegrate and eat away. And when they start eating away, you can't get to the bottom of your water heater as well. So there's a lot of reasons you may be running out of hot water.
And so the darn good deal is $19.99.
Yes.
To have this flush. Now, what does that normally cost?
It depends on the water heater. There's a lot of different sizes, makes and models, anywhere from $50 to $100. And we also test out every part of your water heater, make sure that it's working the very best it can. This is a great time of year. It's kind of like when you get ready for the summer with your air conditioner. Now's the time to get ready, because your water heater is going to work harder. The colder it gets, the more it's going to be pushed. And plumbing will talk to you. It will start giving you signs that something isn't happening. If you're running out of hot water, it's talking to you.
Okay.
Something is talking to you. It's not working the way it used to. So anywhere in your plumbing system, when something starts to change, you may be able to work with it. It's okay. I deal with it. However, it's not really the way it's meant to be. And so it's starting to talk to you. So we don't have to always wait for emergencies. As a woman, I want to make sure that I give all my customers, you can call us when you have an emergency and we're happy to help you, or we can work with you when it starts talking to you, so you don't have to miss work and have all these other issues. People do not like emergencies. They don't work out well.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you mentioned, as a woman, we have a lot of female listeners. So are there any tips that you would share with them, the things that they should know when it comes to plumbing? Because I'm a little bit lost there.
Yeah. So the number one is to listen. We all listen to our kids and families and everything. We have all these pieces. We all are organized. We're trying to plan many different pieces. Plumbing should be in there because I can guarantee you plumbing will never come at a time when you're ready to say, I can stay home. I can fix this. I can spend extra money. All of a sudden I got to fit it in my budget, because who's going to go without a toilet? Who's going to go without hot water when you need it? So why not listen to it, and why not get those plumbing inspections every year? We have a whole report card that a lot of our homeowners love. It's A, B, C, D, E, F. So you can put it in your budget. You can plan. It's just like repairing and maintaining your own car. I don't know when the last person I've heard has been stuck on the side of the road because they didn't maintain it. Most people now maintain their car so that they know they get from A to B. Same thing with your plumbing system. Very, very few emergencies do you have to wait till it's an emergency. We can help you with this report card, educate you, put it in your budget, put it in your time plan, and help you maintain your home so that it works optimum for you. The other great thing about that is we can help you. Nowadays, 10 years ago when I was offering plumbing service, everything was the same faucet, same this, that. Now a shower head could be so different for you versus somebody else. A faucet, the way that they cook could be so different for somebody versus someone else. The disposal, you have different choices, so we can customize what makes your life better.
Are there things that, when it comes to your plumbing, that you say, okay, if you're a DIY type person, you can handle this, but you should probably stay away from, like, do you have a list of yes, no?
Water's tricky.
Okay.
Because what happens is, if you're a DIY person, the best thing you should know is where your main shutoff is, and know that that's in working condition. Because even DIY people don't know when they start touching something how the plumbing is going to react, because it is different. It is so different.
Sure.
It could be corroded on the inside and you can't tell on the outside. So even DIY, even plumbers, my plumbers come with a fully stocked truck, fully trained. If they start touching something, they can fix it right away. A DIY person may be able to do that, but the best thing you need to know is where your shutoff is. So when you start changing the flapper, when you start turning off the water to the toilet, anything you touch with water can break and ruin things really fast.
What is the checklist that you go through before hiring plumbers? Because it's a little bit scary to invite a new person into your home.
Yeah, that's a really great question. I'm glad you asked, because a lot of people don't realize that our home is our place that is so personal. It's the thing that is everything to us, with our families and protection and security. There's probably at least 37 to 40 applicants that come across my desk that will not make our goals and the details that we need. And so definitely would do a background check. Not one of my employees have a criminal record. Definitely, ever. Okay. Sorry, some people do change and all these different things.
Sure.
I don't do that.
Sure.
I have a lot of concern for my customers.
Sure.
The other thing is drugs. Unfortunately, we do have a drugs don't work in Arizona policy, but we work with people if we ever know that happens. However, what's really important is when they're in somebody's home, they're working safe, they're ready to start fires, or they're not impaired in any bit, because that isn't the time or place to do that for anyone. So there are definitely pieces, but the other piece is that they're customer friendly. They can educate, they can talk clear, they can help. They understand personalities and wants and needs.
Mm-hmm.
They really understand all aspects of plumbing, and not all plumbers do that. So if you have a construction plumber, great plumbers. We used to be a construction company too. They know how to work with a lot of new things, new pipes, digging, things like that, plans, all that. But a lot of times they don't have the experience at what is actually happening after something is 18 years old, after a sewage drain goes bad. So they aren't aware of all the parts and pieces and how to find different things. So all plumbers have a different range of experience. And so people will tell me, I'm going to use my handyman, I'm going to use my construction plumber friend. Every plumber has a different amount of experience. And what I call service plumbing is kind of like your very specialist doctor. A service plumber has to be a specialist in your whole plumbing system, from behind the wall to your fixtures you see, from smells to noises to pieces and parts, everywhere. And it takes many, many years of experience. So the people that we bring on, we make sure they have the experience, we make sure that they're safe, and that all of our customers are protected, and they feel really good about opening the door. So one of the last pieces, but definitely not the least, how do they look when they show up? because if you've never seen this company or feel, you know, I had a stewardess tell me, you know, the last plumber I sent came over, I didn't even open the door because I peeked out the door and I wasn't comfortable what they look like. And unfortunately that does happen. And so we really make sure that our plumbers are clean and neat, hair's right, they're shaven, they're ready to go. So you feel really safe when they do come up.
Now, when they do come to your house, you know, oftentimes, you know, we have to take time off of work or arrange to meet there. And, you know, there's that fear of, okay, am I going to have to sit around and wait for half a day for them
Right.
to get there? What's your way around that?
You know, we still have to have a window of time because every job, we're not sure how long that's going to take. We do our very best to plan. However, we just don't know. So what we do is we give people a window of time, their choice. So we have 3 windows. They can choose an hour window time. They can choose a 3-hour window time or an all-day window time. So we have different flexibilities. However, we always call about a half hour before, so people don't have to be waiting there. They can be running errands. They can be, even if they need 45 minutes, we're fine with that. You know, we work in the real world too, and we want to make sure that we are convenient and flexible. Customers want to make sure that they get what they need. But the other thing is, if we're late for that window, we pay $5 a minute up to $300. So we pay our customers if for any reason we are late for their appointment.
See, and I like that because my time is valuable.
Yes.
So to have could you imagine if the doctor's offices
Yes.
did that?
Right? I'd be scheduling an appointment every week just to make some money.
Or the
That'd be
motor
like a
vehicle
side income.
department, you know, motor vehicle airlines, I mean, all these
Sure.
places.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's
That's
awesome.
that's amazing. So for those of you that are watching this on the video feed, the website is right below. But for those of you that are listening, I'm going to go ahead and share that. The website is benfranklinplumbingaz.com. And if they want to take advantage of that darn good deal, can they go to that website?
Sure. And either you could call in or you can book online, mention darn good deal, and we'll make sure it happens.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that darn good deal with everyone. $19.99 to have your water heater flush. That's a definite darn good deal.
It is. Thank
All
you.
right. So we've been talking to Linda Stanfield with Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. We're going to go to a break. And when we get back, we have another guest up. So don't go away. I'm Christina.
And I'm Michelle.
Everyone's going to